Welcome to Burnt Brownies, guys. It has been a long time since we did something related to Demon Slayer, but I believe you will love this goldmine of a video for sure. This video contains heavy spoilers if you are only watching the anime, so keep that in mind. Without further ado, let's start today's video, which is about all the incidents that revolved around EVERY Hashira's death in Demon Slayer. The demise of Kyojuro Rengoku, the Flame Hashira, during the harrowing events of the Muzan train arc in Demon Slayer remains etched in the hearts of fans as a testament to his unwavering valor and unyielding dedication to his duty. His final battle against the formidable Upper Moon 3 Akaza serves as a poignant reminder of the depth of his character and the nobility of his spirit. As Tanjiro and Inosuke valiantly face off against Enmu, Upper Moon 3, the insidious Akaza, emerges to threaten Tanjiro's life. In a selfless act of heroism, Rengoku steps forward to shield Tanjiro from Akaza's malevolent intentions, showcasing his unparalleled prowess with the blade. Akaza, intrigued by Rengoku's skill and strength, extends an offer for him to forsake his humanity and join the ranks of demons. However, Rengoku resolutely rejects this proposition, affirming his unwavering commitment to his calling as a demon slayer. In a poignant exchange, Rengoku articulates his profound understanding of the intrinsic value of human life, asserting that it is the very transience of existence that imbues it with meaning and beauty. He elucidates that mortality is not to be feared but embraced, as it is the inevitability of death that lends significance to the fleeting moments of life. This philosophical stance stands in stark contrast to Akaza's perspective, who sees immortality as the ultimate pursuit, devoid of the ephemeral joys and sorrows that define humanity. Despite sustaining grievous injuries in his confrontation with Akaza, Rengoku refuses to yield, exemplifying his indomitable resolve and unwavering determination. Sensing the impending dawn, Rengoku devises a bold strategy to vanquish his foe, utilizing his own mortal wound as a means to ensnare Akaza and expose him to the lethal rays of the rising sun. In a desperate bid for survival, Akaza resorts to severing his own limbs to escape Rengoku's grasp, underscoring the intensity of their climactic battle. As the sun bathes the battlefield in its golden light, Akaza flees into the shadows, leaving Rengoku to confront his mortality with stoic acceptance. Despite the agony of his wounds and the certainty of his impending demise, Rengoku remains steadfast, imparting words of wisdom and encouragement to Tanjiro. In his final moments, Rengoku epitomizes the virtues of selflessness and compassion, urging Tanjiro to pursue his own path and to cherish the bonds of family. Tanjiro, overcome with grief and admiration for his fallen comrade, hurls his sword after the retreating Akaza, condemning his cowardice in contrast to Rengoku's valorous sacrifice. In the aftermath of the battle, as Rengoku's life ebbs away, his legacy endures as a beacon of courage and integrity for future generations of demon slayers. The loss of Kyojuro Rengoku reverberates throughout the demon-slaying community, leaving an indelible mark on those who knew him. His unwavering dedication to his duty, his unwavering commitment to protecting the innocent, and his unwavering belief in the value of human life serve as an enduring testament to his character. Though his physical presence may have been extinguished, his spirit lives on in the hearts of those he inspired, a guiding light in the darkness of adversity. The tragic demise of Shinobu Kacho, the insect Hashira, unfolds within the depths of the Infinity Castle as she confronts the formidable Upper Moon 2 demise. This poignant chapter in her story is intertwined with memories of her sister Kani, whose own tragic encounter with demise served as the catalyst for Shinobu's relentless pursuit of vengeance. Kani's dying wish for Shinobu to abandon her life as a demon slayer and seek happiness echoes in Shinobu's mind, but her resolve remains unshakable as she vows to avenge her sister's death at the hands of demise. As she confronts the malevolent demon, Shinobu is met with the chilling reality of his sadistic nature, witnessed through his grotesque acts of devouring innocent victims under the guise of a cult leader. Demise's twisted belief that he offers salvation through eternal life, attained by consuming his followers, serves as a stark contrast to Shinobu's sense of justice and righteousness. With grim determination, Shinobu recognizes demise as the embodiment of evil that stole her sister's life, and is driven by an unwavering desire to bring him to justice. The ensuing battle between Shinobu and demise is a testament to her tenacity and skill as a demon slayer. Despite her physical limitations, Shinobu employs cunning tactics, lacing her sword with potent wisteria poison to counter Demise's regenerative abilities. However, Dema's formidable strength and resilience pose a daunting challenge as he swiftly adapts to her attacks and shrugs off the effects of the poison. Shinobu's remarkable speed and agility allow her to land numerous blows on Dema, but her efforts prove futile in delivering a decisive blow. As the battle reaches its climax, Dema inflicts severe injuries upon Shinobu, leaving her weakened and gasping for breath. Despite her valiant efforts, Shinobu finds herself outmatched by Dema's overwhelming power and is left on the brink of defeat. In the throes of battle, Shinobu Kocho finds herself teetering on the precipice of defeat, her body ravaged by grievous injuries inflicted by the malevolent Upper Moon 2, Deme. With her strength waning and her resolve faltering, Shinobu is suddenly visited by a vision of her beloved sister Kane. Despite Kane's previous plea for Shinobu to abandon her vendetta and seek a life of peace, her ethereal presence now implores Shinobu to rise once more and face her adversary with unwavering determination. Summoning the last vestiges of her strength, Shinobu defiantly stands, her resolve renewed by her sister's words of encouragement. With a ferocity born of desperation, she launches herself at Deme, her movements a blur of speed and precision. Despite her weakened state, Shinobu's agility proves to be her greatest asset, as she deftly maneuvers around Dema's defenses to deliver a devastating blow. With a calculated strike, Shinobu impales Dema's neck with her poison-laced sword, aiming for a vital spot in a desperate bid to end his reign of terror. Though her attack fails to sever Dema's head outright, Shinobu clings to the hope that the potent poison coursing through his veins will prove to be his undoing. As the battle rages on, Shinobu reflects on the deep well of anger that has fueled her relentless pursuit of vengeance. The loss of her parents, her sister, and countless innocent lives at the hands of demons has left an indelible mark on her soul, igniting a fury that burns with an intensity matched only by her unwavering resolve. Despite her valiant efforts, Shinobu's hopes are dashed as Dema remains seemingly unaffected by the poison coursing through his veins. With a cruel twist of fate, Deme embraces Shinobu in a macabre display of affection, his twisted admiration for her bravery driving him to claim her as his own. In a final act of defiance, Shinobu defiantly rejects Deme's advances, her steely resolve unbroken even in the face of certain death. With her last breath, she condemns him to hell, her words a defiant testament to her unwavering courage. Meanwhile, Shinobu's protege Kanao watches in horror as Deme begins to absorb Shinobu into his own demonic form. Despite her valiant attempts to intervene, Kanao finds herself outmatched by Deme's overwhelming power, her desperation matched only by her fury at the demon's callous disregard for human life. As Deme revels in his victory, Kanao confronts him with a searing condemnation of his sociopathic nature. His hollow facade of emotion stripped away, Deme stands revealed as a soulless monster, incapable of empathy or remorse. As the ferocious battle between Kanao, Inosuke, and Deme reaches its climax, it becomes increasingly evident that even their combined efforts may not be enough to vanquish the formidable Upper Moon 2. Despite Kanao's exceptional speed and Inosuke's indomitable spirit, they find themselves outmatched by Deme's overwhelming power. Just as Deme gains the upper hand, Shinobu reemerges, ready to enact her final gambit. With a steely resolve born of sacrifice, Shinobu reveals her meticulously crafted plan to confront Deme and end his reign of terror once and for all. Having spent over a year ingesting wisteria flower poison, Shinobu has fortified her body with a lethal dose, knowing that her ultimate confrontation with Deme would require the ultimate sacrifice. With a strategic cunning that belies her fragile appearance, Shinobu offers herself as bait to Deme, knowing full well that he cannot resist the allure of consuming a powerful female Hashira. As the battle rages on, Shinobu's plan unfolds, and Deme unwittingly seals his own fate by consuming her poisoned body. As the poison courses through his veins, Deme's formidable regeneration proves futile against the overwhelming potency of Shinobu's sacrifice. Despite his desperate attempts to stave off the inevitable, Deme succumbs to the effects of the poison, his once mighty form crumbling under the weight of his own hubris. In his final moments, Deme is confronted with the true extent of his depravity and the consequences of his actions. Yet, even in the face of death, his twisted perception of love surfaces as he professes an incomprehensible affection for Shinobu. In a chilling exchange, he extends an invitation for her to accompany him to hell, only to be met with Shinobu's resolute defiance and contempt. As Deme's existence fades into oblivion, Shinobu's sacrifice stands as a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. Her unwavering courage and selflessness serve as a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity in the face of evil. Without her sacrifice, the tide of battle may have turned in the demon's favor, spelling doom for countless innocents in the future. In the aftermath of the battle, Shinobu's memory lives on as a symbol of heroism and sacrifice, inspiring future generations of demon slayers to confront evil with unwavering resolve. Though her loss is felt deeply by those who knew her, her legacy endures as a testament to the power of selflessness and the enduring triumph of good over evil. The haunting halls of the Infinity Castle bore witness to a clash of titans, where the mist Hashira, Muakairo Takido, faced his ultimate adversary, the upper demon Moon One Kokushibo. Within the confines of that labyrinthine fortress, the air was thick with tension and the promise of inevitable violence. Muakairo, with his characteristic stoicism, stood before Kokushibo, his senses ablaze with the presence of an opponent unlike any other. The upper demon Moon emanated an aura of profound majesty, a testament to his mastery of the sword and his lineage as a former demon slayer. As Muakairo beheld Kokushibo, a realization dawned upon him, the revelation that this formidable adversary was not just any demon, but a direct ancestor. The gravity of this revelation threatened to overwhelm Muakairo, his body trembling in defiance of the battle that lay before him. Yet, with steely resolve, he steadied himself, drawing upon courage and strength that belied his tender age of 14. Kokushibo, ever the discerning adversary, commended Muakairo's resilience, acknowledging the emergence of the demon slayer mark upon his youthful visage. The clash of blades ensued, with Muakairo unleashing the techniques of the mist-breathing style in a valiant attempt to pierce Kokushibo's defenses. However, the upper moon's prowess proved insurmountable, as his moon breathing effortlessly severed Muakairo's left hand from his body. Despite the searing pain and shock of his loss, Muakairo pressed on, fashioning a makeshift tourniquet from his own attire, his determination unyielding in the face of adversity. Impressed by Muakairo's indomitable spirit, Kokushibo veered from the path of annihilation, instead contemplating a fate far more sinister to petition the demon lord, Muzan, for Muakairo's transformation into a demon. Yet, before such plans could come to fruition, the battlefield welcomed the arrival of Genya Shinazugawa, whose attempt to strike Kokushibo from behind was swiftly thwarted by the upper moon's preternatural speed. In the ensuing chaos, the wind Hashira, Seimei Shinazugawa, emerged, his resolve hardened by the sight of his brother's peril. With blades bared, a symphony of clashing steel echoed throughout the confines of the castle, as wind breathing met moon breathing in a tumultuous dance of life and death. As the tumultuous battle reached its climax, the stone Hashira Jayamai Haimjima entered the fray, adding another formidable force to the final showdown against upper demon Moon One Kokushibo. According to Kokushibo himself, Jayamai was a paragon of physical perfection, a warrior whose prowess had not been witnessed in over 3 centuries. This testament to Jayamai's strength would prove pivotal as the confrontation unfolded, not only in this epic clash, but also in the looming battle against Muzan, the ultimate adversary. Amidst the clash of moon-breathing and stone-breathing techniques, Muakairo Takido, his body pierced by his own blade, defied the grip of death with a display of sheer determination. With an unparalleled resolve, Muakairo extracted the sword from his own chest, fully aware of the inevitable outcome from his grievous wounds. Yet, undeterred by the specter of death, he staunchly resolved to contribute to the fight before his time expired. Despite the ravages of their injuries, Muakairo and Genya Shinazugawa, both grievously wounded, rallied to aid one another. With grim determination, they tended to each other's wounds, their resolve unyielding as they prepared to rejoin the fray. As Jayamai and Seimei Shinazugawa pressed their assault upon Kokushibo, Muakairo intervened, placing himself between his comrades and the relentless onslaught of the upper moon. In a display of self-sacrifice and unwavering loyalty, Muakairo hurled himself into the fray, his every movement fueled by the fervent desire to aid his fellow demon slayers. Despite the loss of a limb in his valiant charge, Muakairo's spirit remained unbroken, his acceptance of impending death tempered by the determination to be of utmost service in his final moments. With a newfound resolve and a blade aglow with crimson intensity, Muakairo pressed his assault upon Kokushibo, the pain inflicted by his evolved Nichiren blade rendering the upper moon momentarily immobile. Meanwhile, Genya, in a final act of defiance, unleashed his blood demon art, ensnaring Kokushibo within a manifestation of nature's fury. In the aftermath of the climactic battle, the Demon Slayers were faced with an unexpected revelation. Kokushibo's seemingly indomitable power extended even to the regeneration of his decapitated form. To their astonishment, the Upper Moon One emerged with a grotesque, demonic visage, a stark departure from his once human form. As Kokushibo beheld his monstrous reflection, a profound crisis of conscience gripped him, realizing the depths to which his fear of defeat had driven him. Amidst Kokushibo's turmoil, his physical form began to disintegrate at the very point where Muakairo Takido's blade had pierced him. In his moment of vulnerability, Jayamai and Seinmi pressed their advantage, delivering the final blows that brought about the demise of the once mighty Upper Moon. With Kokushibo's defeat, the battlefield fell silent, the echoes of battle fading into the stillness of victory. Yet, the triumph came at a steep cost. Genya and Muakairo, their bodies ravaged by the brutal conflict, succumbed to their wounds, their sacrifices etched into the annals of Demon Slayer history. As Muakairo's life ebbed away, Jayamai offered heartfelt gratitude, recognizing the pivotal role the young Hashira had played in their victory. Though his life was brief, Muakairo's courage and selflessness had paved the way for their triumph against insurmountable odds. In his final moments, Muakairo found solace in reunion, embracing his twin brother, Yuakairo, in the realm beyond. To Yuakairo's tearful inquiry, Muakairo offered a simple yet profound truth: he could never forsake his comrades, for it was with them that he found happiness amidst the shadows of tragedy. In their embrace, the brothers found peace, a testament to the enduring bond of kinship and sacrifice. In death, Muakairo defied the dark legacy of his ancestor Kokushibo, rejecting the path of demonhood in favor of honor and duty. Instead, he embodied the spirit of Yorichi Tsujikuni, the original breath of the Sun User, standing as a beacon of courage and selflessness in the face of overwhelming darkness. Without his sacrifice, the Demon Slayers would have faltered in their quest to vanquish both Kokushibo and Muzan, their victory owed to the indomitable spirit of one young warrior who dared to defy fate itself. This time, the next 3 Hashira that we will be covering all died during the same battle against Muzan. Because of that, we will have to cover all 3 of them at the same time. And we are of course talking about Obanai-guro, Mitsuri Kenroji, and Jayamai Haimjima. The battleground lay strewn with the debris of shattered hopes and dreams as the Demon Slayers faced their ultimate nemesis, Muzan Kibutsuji. With the Infinity Castle reduced to rubble, the stage was set for a harrowing showdown between the indomitable Demon King and the valiant warriors who stood as humanity's last line of defense. Among them were Obanai-guro, Mitsuri Kenroji, and Jayamai Haimjima, each destined to play a pivotal role in the tumultuous events that would unfold. As the sun's ascent promised the hope of victory, Muzan's overwhelming power loomed ominously over the battlefield. His blood, infused with a deadly poison, rendered even the mightiest of warriors vulnerable to his malevolent influence. In a cruel twist of fate, Tanjiro Kamado, the linchpin of their resistance, fell victim to Muzan's poison, his visage disfigured as he teetered on the brink of death. With Tanjiro incapacitated, the remaining Demon Slayers found themselves locked in a desperate struggle against the relentless onslaught of Muzan's attacks. Each blow inflicted grievous wounds upon the Hashira, their bodies bearing the scars of their defiance as they fought to keep the Demon King at bay. Amidst the chaos, Jayamai Haimjima emerged as a beacon of hope, his unwavering resolve bolstering the spirits of his fellow warriors. Recognized by Muzan as the Hashira who vanquished Kokushibo, Jayamai unleashed his formidable strength upon the Demon King, his blows striking true as he joined the fray alongside his comrades. Seinmi Shinazugawa, fueled by a burning desire for vengeance, launched a relentless assault upon Muzan, his blade slicing through the air with deadly precision. With each strike, he sought to avenge the fallen and bring an end to the reign of terror that had plagued humanity for centuries. As the battle raged on, the Demon King seemed to grow ever stronger, his attacks becoming swifter and more ferocious with each passing moment. Struggling to keep pace with Muzan's onslaught, the Hashira found themselves pushed to their limits, their bodies battered and bruised as they fought for the future of their world. In a moment of selfless sacrifice, Obanai-guro sought to protect Mitsuri Kenroji, the object of his affection, from Muzan's relentless assault. Entrusting her safety to the lower-ranked Demon Slayers, he returned to the battlefield, his heart heavy with the weight of his family's dark legacy. Born into a lineage steeped in sin and corruption, Iguro bore the burden of his family's twisted allegiance to a demonic entity. From his earliest days, he had been confined to a prison cell, his existence defined by the specter of sacrifice and betrayal that haunted his bloodline. Yet, despite the darkness that clouded his past, Iguro harbored a deep affection for Mitsuri, a sentiment born from the shared struggle against the forces of evil. In her, he found solace amidst the chaos, a glimmer of hope amidst the despair that threatened to consume him. On the battlefield, amidst the chaos and carnage, Obanai Iguro found himself wrestling with the weight of his past and the fervent desire to make a meaningful impact on the outcome of the battle against Muzan Kibutsuji. Raised in captivity, Iguro had known only the confines of a cage, his strength tested only by the most meager of challenges. Yet, as he stood alongside his fellow demon slayers, facing down the embodiment of darkness itself, he resolved to defy his own perceived limitations and seize his moment of redemption. Determined to follow in the footsteps of Muikairo Takedo, who had wielded a red blade in his final stand against Kokoshibo, Iguro embarked on a desperate quest to infuse his own blade with the same crimson hue. Drawing upon every ounce of his resolve, he poured his energy into the endeavor, his determination unwavering even as his body screamed for respite. And though the toll of his efforts left him gasping for breath, Iguro succeeded in his endeavor, the once ordinary blade now suffused with an incandescent glow. Yet, as Muzan bore down upon him, poised to strike the final blow, salvation arrived in the form of reinforcements. Inosuke Hashibira, Zenitsu Agatsuma, and Kanao Tsuyuri joined the fray, their arrival injecting a renewed sense of hope into the beleaguered demon slayers. Together, they unleashed a relentless assault upon Muzan, their blades alight with the fiery hue of determination. With each strike, they discovered the potency of the red blade, its effects slowing Muzan's regenerative abilities and inflicting wounds that lingered far longer than those inflicted by conventional means. Buoyed by this revelation, the demon slayers rallied, their coordinated efforts driving Muzan back, even as the relentless march of time threatened to claim him. Amidst the chaos, Jayamai Heimjima unveiled a daring plan, urging his comrades to peer into the transparent world and identify Muzan's vital organs. If they could target these vulnerable points with precision, perhaps they stood a chance of delivering the decisive blow that would end the Demon King's reign of terror once and for all. Yet, in a cruel twist of fate, their hopes were dashed as Muzan unleashed a devastating counterattack, laying waste to their ranks with chilling efficiency. Only Kanao remained standing, her broken blade raised defiantly against the encroaching darkness. But just when all seemed lost, a ray of hope pierced the gloom as Tanjiro Kamado, healed by the skilled hands of Yushiro, emerged to confront Muzan once more. Though his face bore the scars of Muzan's poison, Tanjiro's spirit remained unbroken, his resolve unyielding in the face of adversity. Drawing upon a vision of Yoriichi Tsujikuni, Tanjiro devised a daring strategy to exploit Muzan's weakened state, his determination driving him forward even as the odds stacked against him. And as the battle reached its climax, Muzan, beset by the ravages of accelerated aging, found himself unable to overcome the inexorable march of time. Amidst the tumultuous battlefield, Yushiro found himself grappling with his injuries, each moment a testament to the relentless brutality of the conflict. As he struggled to aid Jayamai, the strongest of the Hashira, his own wounds threatened to overwhelm him, casting doubt upon his ability to continue the fight. With over 50 minutes remaining until sunrise, the odds seemed stacked against them, and despair threatened to take hold. But amidst the darkness, a beacon of hope emerged as Obanai Iguro, bearing the scars of his previous encounter with Muzan, stepped forward to aid Tanjiro in his solitary struggle against the Demon King. Blinded by his injuries, Iguro relied upon his faithful companion, the snake Kaburamuru, to guide him through the fray. With unwavering determination, he threw himself into the fray, his actions serving as a lifeline for Tanjiro in his darkest hour. It was then that Tanjiro, guided by the vision of Yoriichi Tsujikuni, discovered Muzan's weakness, the scars left upon him by the legendary demon slayer centuries ago. Armed with this knowledge, Tanjiro rallied his comrades, their collective resolve bolstered by the revelation of Muzan's vulnerability. Yet, even as the demon slayers pressed their advantage, Muzan's desperation grew, his once unassailable confidence shaken by the relentless onslaught of their attacks. With each passing moment, his strength waned, his movements sluggish and labored as the effects of Tamio's aging potion took their toll. With only 35 minutes remaining until sunrise, Muzan's resolve began to falter, his once vaunted invincibility crumbling beneath the weight of his mortality. In a desperate bid for survival, he attempted to flee the battlefield, only to be thwarted by Iguro's timely intervention, his blade finding its mark and sealing Muzan's fate. As the final minutes ticked away, the demon slayers redoubled their efforts, their determination unyielding in the face of adversity. Inosuke, Zenitsu, and Mitsuri rejoined the fray, their hearts aflame with the desire to see justice served. And as the first light of dawn broke upon the horizon, Muzan, reduced to a grotesque parody of his former self, made one last desperate attempt to escape the sun's purifying rays. But the demon slayers, united in purpose and resolve, stood firm against the encroaching darkness, their blades raised as one in a final, cataclysmic assault. And as the sun's golden light bathed the battlefield, Muzan's monstrous form was consumed by its radiant embrace, his reign of terror brought to a decisive end. Yet, amidst the triumph of victory, a solemn truth emerged: the cost of their triumph measured in the lives of their fallen comrades. As the medics tended to Jayamai's wounds, he made a final request, urging them not to waste precious resources on his futile struggle. With his last breath, he entrusted his legacy to the Demon Slayer Corps, his sacrifice a testament to the enduring spirit of selflessness and sacrifice. Meanwhile, Iguro and Mitsuri, their lives slipping away, found solace in each other's arms, their final moments together a poignant reminder of the bonds forged amidst the crucible of battle. As they embraced, their hearts filled with love and gratitude for the time they had shared, they made a solemn vow to find each other again in the next life, their love transcending even the boundaries of mortality. And so, as the dust settled and the echoes of battle faded into memory, the demon slayers stood united in their victory, their sacrifices a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity in the face of darkness. Though their journey had been fraught with hardship and loss, they emerged victorious, their legacy enduring as a beacon of hope for generations to come. Reflecting on the tumultuous battle against Muzan, it becomes evident that the Hashira demonstrated unparalleled courage and selflessness, willingly offering their bodies in sacrifice to aid in the struggle against the Demon King. Each Hashira, in their own way, made profound sacrifices, whether to buy precious moments before sunrise or to inflict even the smallest blow against Muzan's overwhelming power. Despite the uncertainty of their actions and the looming specter of defeat, the Hashira faced their fate with unwavering resolve, knowing that their efforts might not guarantee victory. Indeed, in the ever-shifting tide of battle, the slightest alteration could have spelled disaster, rendering their sacrifices in vain. Yet, driven by a collective determination to see Muzan vanquished, they fought bravely, each contributing to the monumental effort to bring about the Demon King's downfall. And in the end, it was these poignant acts of sacrifice that proved to be the linchpin of their success. Their willingness to lay down their lives for the greater good, their unwavering commitment to the cause, ensured that their sacrifices were not in vain. Though the road was fraught with peril and loss, their bravery and selflessness ultimately made all the difference in the world. As we pay tribute to the fallen Hashira who gave their lives in the battle against Muzan, we honor their legacy of courage and sacrifice, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity in the face of overwhelming darkness. Theirs is a story of valor and determination, a reminder of the profound impact that even the smallest acts of bravery can have in the struggle against evil. Among the former Hashira, Jigoro Kyuejima, the former Thunder Hashira, met a tragic end when he performed seppuku to atone for the sins of his student Kaigaku, who willingly embraced demonhood. It was a somber reminder of the weight of responsibility borne by the Hashira and the depths of their commitment to their code. As for the other current and former Hashira, including Jiyu, Seinmi, Shinjiro, Sakanji, and Tenjin, their stories concluded with the passage of time. They met their end peacefully, succumbing to old age after the tumultuous events of the main story had drawn to a close. Speculation among fans arose regarding Jiyu and Seinmi, with some suggesting they might perish at the age of 25 due to their awakening of the Demon Slayer mark. However, history had shown that longevity was not precluded by the presence of the mark. Yoriichi, who bore the mark from birth, lived well into his 80s, challenging the notion of its supposed curse. Furthermore, with the demise of Muzan, the landscape of demon slaying may have shifted, potentially altering the fate of those marked by the Demon Slayer's burden. Indeed, both Jiyu and Seinmi lived long enough to establish families and leave behind descendants, suggesting that the shackles of fate may have been loosened in the wake of Muzan's defeat. If you'd like me to delve deeper into any of the characters or specific battles in the series, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments below. Your feedback is invaluable and directly supports the channel, making it possible for me to create more content like this. When I see your likes and subscriptions, it truly validates the effort put into these videos. Thank you in advance for your support. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care, fellow otakus.